Welcome to the Global Peace Film Festival Lives Online Conversation 2023 Festival Edition. Please join me, Kelly Devine, the Artistic Director, and Nina Stripe, the Founder and Festival Director, in conversation with Maria Sapouna, the Director and Filmmaker behind the film Home Fronts, which you can see as a part of the Helping Hands Shorts program as part of the 2023 Film Festival. Please go to peacefilmfest.org to find out all information about our festival programming. And now, let's welcome Maria to the conversation. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Hi, Maria. It's
Thank
good
you so
to
much
see
for
you.
having me.
So let's start. Tell us about the film.
So the film Home Fronts is a short documentary, and it shows the reactions of the Scottish people after Russia invaded Ukraine. It follows the stories of three women who all decided to do something to help the Ukrainian people amidst this situation.
So how did you find these three women who, as anyone who will watch the film will see, help in their own unique ways?
First, I found Farah because our kids go to the same school, and she was partly, what inspired this movie. Because from day one, she was very keen to help. So she started making bracelets that she then started to sell in our parents' group. So this is how I first, came to know about this, and just this idea came to my head that it's really interesting because the wave of solidarity shown in people in Scotland, the UK, in Europe, when this war started was really so great. There was a huge wave of solidarity and support shown, and when I saw Farah doing that, it was very interesting for me to investigate a little bit. Why is it that people are so keen to help? What are they trying to get out of this? Why this huge wave of solidarity? And then through Farah, because Farah felt very engaged, she was, very motivated to help. She had already met the other Cassia, the other lady, so I met Cassia through Farah. And then it was very interesting because I approached some other people, but quite a few didn't want to feature in the documentary, as it happens often. And I was very lucky because the third group of ladies, I found that because their story featured in one of the local newspapers. So after seeing that article, I contacted them, and they were very happy to participate. So this is how it all came together. And I think this is one of the strengths of the film, because these are all very different people, all women, but people of different ages, living in very different cities and towns in Scotland, some in more rural areas, others, in big cities like Glasgow. But it was interesting that they were all engaging in the same kind of act, trying to help others. So it was very interesting how they all connected to each other.
It was indeed. I found what was interesting about it was the impulse across the three women. You sort of get also not only a diversity, as you said, of their ages and the types of action that they take, but also different intentionalities between the three. The ladies who knit the caps and the scarves, they're going to be knitting those caps and scarves, and they just apply it to any new opportunity. Whereas Cassie, she is probably the most reflective in terms of the complications of what it means to help and what it means to answer that impulse in your own heart to help. Could you talk a little bit about, what, you know, that intentionality that you observed with everyone?
Yeah, I think, for example, for the group of ladies doing the knitting, definitely for them, it's about being part of a community. And I think that's a strong motivator. And being part of that community, it's nice if they can help other people as well and do something useful. I think Cassia is perhaps more like what I would probably say your standard activist, obviously wants to help, is keen to help on a number of issues, and wants to help in a very wants to engage in protests, wants to help in this very visible way, let's say, and she was very keen. She engaged with the Ukrainian community because she was very good at delivering speeches and all of that. She started doing the speeches at their rallies, so she became quite a prominent figure for the Ukrainian community. And of course, this kind of effort and this kind of activism, as she admits as well, took its own toll, I think, because it can be hard, putting your whole life on the side, to contribute in this way to a cause you believe in, can take a lot from you. So and requires a lot from you, a lot of energy, and a lot of mental health stamina and all of that. So yeah, and I think for Farah, I think again, becoming part of the community and feeling part of something bigger, I think that was important for her, and helping others and finding meaning through that. So yeah, I totally agree with you that the intentions are different, but the impact is the same, and it's interesting to see, yeah, how we can all connect in this way by helping others.
Well, I think that's a great way to segue then into the reason that I was attracted to this film. The central mission of our festival is about impact, is about making the world a better place, a more peaceful, equitable, just place. And typically we try to find films that offer a model or a framework for people to take into their own lives and their own communities. Your film, even though it's a short documentary, it's I think unique in that it shows multiple ways to engage in that, and I think it's very instructive in that regard, to show people that there's not only one way that impact, or that improving the world, or becoming an impactful part of your community can happen. And so could you speak maybe about what you hope people will take away watching this?
Yeah, I totally agree with your comment. And I have to say that for Cassia, for example, I think it was disappointing that not more people, for example, attended these protests. But I think it's important to reflect on that, and to actually think that just because people don't choose to support others by engaging in protests or in rallies doesn't mean that necessarily they're not helping, or they're not willing to engage in other ways. And some people in some cases may even be put off but by this kind of more visible activism that demands more of you. So for me it was important, yeah, to show different sides, and to show people helping in different ways, and even in very small ways, because sometimes people can get pessimistic. Oh, I can only make bracelets and sell them, or I can only knit and donate. Is that enough, or is it too small, or should I be doing it? And I think the message of the film is that small acts do matter, and whatever someone can do is really, really important. So I think that's what I would like the message of the film be, to give that hope that I think anything that we can do to help in any situation, because really the film is not so much about the war in Ukraine. This could be any kind of situation that is difficult for people, where people feel the need to help and support. So I think, yeah, small acts, any kind of act, do matter and can have an impact.
I think that's such an important message, because it's also something that we always say, is that everything that you do makes a difference. And actually, conversely, what you don't do also makes a difference. So I think that's such a good point. And thank you so much for Homefronts. And tell us how people, how can people watching this and coming to the festival to see the film, how can they help your work, and also the work that you cover in Homefronts, and also what's next for you?
Homefront is not yet available online because it's doing the festival rounds. It will become available at some point, so people can access it online through the Vimeo platform at some point. I think it's really important. I would like to encourage your audience, obviously, to support the festival, to support Homefronts, and to support documentaries in general, because this is a great time for documentaries. And I think we can all see that they can be equally enjoyable to fiction, and they are very, very important. And I think audiences need to support documentaries, and they can also, of course, make us think and reflect about issues. And so yeah. My next film, I'm in the process of developing my next short documentary, which is going to be on a different issue, the issue of modern slavery. And yeah, hoping to be able to present that at the Global Peace Film Festival at some point too.
Well, thank you so much, Maria. It's been a delight to speak to you. And we really look forward to your next film. Want to thank everybody who's been watching this. Maria Sapouna, the film is Homefronts, and if you want to see more information about the film, you can go to filmfreeway.com/homefronts with a capital H and a capital F. And don't forget to join us in person. The festival starts on September 19th, runs to the 23rd, and the virtual festival starts on September 25th, runs to October 1st. And for all information about the festival, go to peacefilmfest.org. And thank you for joining us, and we will see you at the next Glow.